Welcome to the Soulful Deep Dive podcast with me, Ella Vida. This is a sanctuary for soulful conversations and sound, where myself and inspiring guests from the world of therapy, healing, creativity, and spirituality share stories and tools to help you reconnect to your inner wisdom and your soul's path. Today, I'm joined by vocal artist and soul activator Natalie Farrell, Cosmic Songbird, as we explore how the voice becomes a bridge between consciousness, memory, and healing, and how letting go of perfect singing allows us to truly open our cosmic voice. You want to watch the end of this video where Natalie and I share a spontaneous vocal transmission, a living experience of how sound can soften the nervous system, open our hearts, and help us remember who we've always been. So take a breath, settle in, and let's soulfully deep dive. I have with me today the absolutely amazing friend and wonderful guest who sits at the intersection of voice and consciousness and soul memory. Someone who didn't arrive here on one straight path, but through devotion, artistry, and deep remembering. She's walked the path of classical vocal training and theatre, founded schools, authored books, and then at some point, the path widened even more. Or perhaps it softened. What emerged was a voice that isn't just about performance, but it's about truth. Not about singing for others, but about sounding with them. So what emerged was a voice that I feel really honoured to bring here today. And so welcome Natalie Farrell to this space. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Ella. Ella Vida. And yeah, it's just beautiful to be in this space. And you just set up the space and welcome me into your temple with the golden light. And I'm just feeling all of that. I'm shivering all over. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, to hear the transition of how I came in to voice work to where I am now, it being read out like that. Yeah, it makes me feel very proud.
Good. And you should be. And I'd love for you to tell us a bit more about this journey. And was it one particular, is it a point that you can literally pinpoint and when your whole journey changed? Or was it really gradual? Was it a kind of gradual opening?
I think it is. I love what you say about softening. It widen or it actually soften, and I really think that is, you're totally spot on with that. When I was in London working with a vocal coach called Howard Milner, we used to do a very simple breathing exercise. I actually shared it with another friend of mine this week, and it was very simple. It's just a gentle shh to begin with, and you just let the sound come out. And the sound is like the wave. We were talking about the water. Sorry, the air is the wave, and then the sound becomes the wave. But he kept saying to me, your body is really tight, Natalie. You need to soften, surrender, let go. So sometimes when we're singing or we're creating sound, we can get very tight, can't we, in our neck? So if you twist too much, if you're pushing and pushing, and this is the same with life.
Yeah.
Now, if we push ourselves, then we get to burnout, and I've reached burnout in work life as well. Yeah, so there's that beautiful joining of the breath and then the sound. And then my voice becomes freer. And so I started to become freer. And Howard passed away. I went for a singing lesson with him. And that moment when I walked away from that singing lesson, I knew that I would never see him again in that capacity.
Oh, wow.
And it felt like there were angels in the room. And he said to me in that lesson, he says, something's happening because everybody is singing so different today.
Oh, wow.
And his cancer had come back. I don't know whether he knew at that point, but I just knew as I walked out, I just knew something, it's something so resonant and so connected had happened. And as singers, you know that we have to be connected.
Yeah.
connected to our body. We have to be connected to the breath. We have to step away from ourselves in order to be the vessel, in order to pour forth the sound, whether we're an opera singer or a pop singer, a rock singer. Yeah, connection is so important. So I actually stopped singing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I stopped singing. I couldn't bring myself to sing. Yeah, and I remember just saying to him, "Am I ready for an agent now? Am I ready?" He said, "Yeah, you're ready." And then it felt like you know what they say, to be a good teacher, you need to remain a teacher. And he really did that. He really kept himself in the books. He was writing a book, it never got published, but he really kept himself in that teacher role. And I really admired that. And his teachings transferred to me, and I was still teaching singing as a full-time job then. And yeah, so I stopped.
Oh, wow.
So that's a bit odd, isn't it? Because you think
Yeah.
it, and I stopped for a while. And I went and explored, and I became a yoga teacher. I allowed myself to play more. I stopped working, and I had to discover more and more about who I was. Yeah. And then there was another point. So then dropping in this next point of like in 2022, so with 7 years have passed.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I know I need to go into a studio now. And that was the year that I recorded the EP, which is called Born to Stand Out. I came out with my wings. You'll see me on Instagram with my wings.
Oh, I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah, I ordered the wings.
So at what point did you feel like, so you've gone from not singing to then suddenly I'm going to go into the studio and record an EP. Was there a pivotal point where you just went, okay, enough's enough. I've been silent for too long. That's it. I've got to go and do this.
Yeah, there were a couple of steps before that. Yeah, it's a good question. So how I came back to using my voice was actually through singing with my soulmate. His name's Freedy, and he plays the guitar. So we started to create music together, and yeah, just singing gentle songs by female singer-songwriters,
Yeah.
which was beautiful. And then I actually did start to join there was one group, it was like a community group, and they asked me to come and sing, and I had to get off my high horse, get out of the professional mindset.
Yeah.
And go and join the wave,
Yeah.
the community. Here comes the wave again. No, join in and be part of, which is what community is all about, isn't it? It's being part of something.
Yeah.
Because I think when we're it's only label, the professional is only a label. I believe everyone can, if you can speak, then you can tone.
Yeah.
If you can tone, then you can develop that tone and you can get to a state of singing something.
Yeah.
Singing, yeah, everything is different. You're not going to start with a Rossini aria to begin with, or maybe you are if that's where your body is going to take you. And you can, it's like giving someone 100 press-ups and 100 sit-ups in one go, isn't it?
They've never exercised before.
That intensity. Yeah. Lockdown happened and I was asked to be a presenter on a radio show, which was called Wellbeing Radio. And that it doesn't exist anymore, but some of my shows are still out there. It was called Cosmic Soul Sundays.
Nice.
Cosmic words started coming to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2020 was a very pivotal year for a lot of light leaders, light workers, people that might be listening that are identifying also with starseed. There was a moment that, the portal opened and we were woken up even more.
Yeah.
To our soul mission, our soul purpose. So before that, people were talking about spirit, but then the word soul kept getting passed around. We're here now for our soul mission. We're here to remember what our soul work is. Yeah. And so I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Just saying you're loving doing the podcast. I absolutely loved it. I loved interviewing people. And I did that for a couple of years. And throughout that time, that was when I knew I was going to write a book. And
was that Light the Way? Light the Way? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that landed just like a dump, like
Amazing. Purely
Here it
channeled straight
comes.
through.
Straight through. Sometimes when I was reading it back, I was like, am I writing this? No, of course I'm not. Well, I was obviously there as that, again, that vessel. I use the
Yeah.
word vessel rather than channel. And
Yeah.
I'll explain that a bit later because I know that we're going to talk about that. And yeah, being the vessel. Yeah. And then, I just, after finishing the book and it was published through the Unbound Press, I just knew that I really did, using my voice was really important. And I suppose somewhere inside of me, and I asked the listeners to listen to this as I say it, somewhere inside of me was this voice saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're a singer. That's what you were born to do. So why are you still hiding?
Yeah.
Again, there was another, just that, then the response was, the years are going to pass and what? Are you just going to ignore? Are you going to ignore this gift that was given to you, and a gift that I had resisted through what I've learned as traits like perfectionism, procrastination, mistrust? But I didn't want those to be my guide anymore. And as you said, I started to soften, and in the softening comes surrender. Yeah, so I went into the studio here in Spain. And I said to the recording engineer, his name's Vinny, he's a super cool dude. I said, Vinny, I've got 4 titles. I don't know what's going to happen. And he said, all right, then in you go. And still, when I listen to that track, when I go into the studio and I'm co-creating with Source and with myself. So obviously I'm putting a track down, then I listen and then I sing to that. Then I tune in even more. What's the message that's coming through? It might be a vocal sound. It might be something that physical or crazy sounds. And it all happened in one day. And it's on my Bandcamp. And when I listen to it, I'm still a little bit in shock. It's the way that the first sound came out. It moves me. And obviously I was the vessel for it. It's just the way. So another thing that came through that was cracking you open. And this is what I always felt like, in order to really show myself as a vocalist, as a purist, as a natural vocalist, that I need to crack everything open and be so open. And you can sometimes see, if I'm in it, the whole neck is back, everything's back, it's just wide open.
Yeah. It's fully trusting, isn't it? Just open heart, fully trusting, because it's so different. If you think about the difference, we're talking to the difference of being a professional, say, classically trained singer, or for me, just a professional, I don't know, pop, soul, whatever genre singer, and then doing this kind of work, it is completely the opposite. And I found my voice is completely different from anything that I used to do. Everything feels completely different. Did you have that experience as well? Did you feel that as you were cracking open, it's like you're forgetting all of your training? We're not in our heads, we're not in our ego, we're not in performance mode. We're just literally the vessel, the channel. And did you feel you sounded really different within that to what you used to sing?
God, yeah, totally and utterly. And that concept of standing out, you're out of your own way to let whatever wants to come through. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And sometimes I was getting higher and higher and higher and higher. And I'm thinking, how? And then this voice again, get out of the way.
Yeah.
And I trust that the right sound is going to come out. And even if it cracked, even if it didn't, I'm going to put this in inverted commas, even if it didn't sound right, because the dissonance is as important as the harmony, or the disharmony. So dissonance is more of a technical term for that. And that then, by the time I got to track 3, there really was a lot of dissonance. And I actually performed this for an opening of a festival on the Isle of Wight, and a couple of people walked out on this track 3 because it really is very dissonant, potential dark energy as well coming through to clear the way for others to meet it in themselves.
Yeah.
It's called the fallen voice. And yeah, it's, for me, the representation of it is generational healing for all of the voices that have been cut, stopped in their prime and not heard.
Yeah.
But one thing that came through was that these two words, fallen angels. Now, I've learned a little bit more in the past few years about channeling, and the fallen angels are the ones that are carrying deeper and darker energy. I had no idea what that was. So if people wanted to walk out, I was totally okay with that,
Yeah.
because as you said, not on air, but we have to, what I'm realizing is that our bodies can hold a huge amount of frequency. They can hold a lot. But my job as Cosmic Songbird, bringing back the remembering, or the remembrance of all that I am and have been as a soul activator, bringing people to their soul songs and their truth of their own sound and identity, is the more that I allow myself to hold higher frequencies, I have to keep going back in and doing a lot more inner work to hold the
Yeah. Yeah.
this frequency is gonna, yeah, could be triggering to some people, and in that track it is. And then the resolution came in track 4. You'll hear me talking about being a symphony, you know, that we are all part of. Sound is everywhere, we're creating our own symphonies, and that really did feel like a vocal voyage and symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. I love that. I really felt this wave of heat and then cold, just whoa, got real goosebumps from that.
Thank you for
Oh,
listening and holding space for this, because we have identification together as well as artists.
yeah. And it's such important work. And it's so hard. It's hard for people to come through the door and open their voice anyway, to sing. Everyone's so scared when they come in. Students, I was a vocal coach for years too. And it's that thing, come in and everyone's scared and it's rabbit in headlights. But what I think some people might not realize with us doing this work is we've had to fully let go and we've had to fully trust because it's so different. It is just, it's worlds apart. It's so different from the singing that we used to do. And like you were saying, when we're able to start holding light codes and frequencies and holding them safely within the body and channeling sound through, but then having to go in and do that. I'm so glad you mentioned that, going in and doing so much more inner work to make space for more so your body can begin to hold more and more light. Yeah, absolutely.
Already.
Absolutely. Yeah. There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, holding more and more light. And last year was 2025. Last year for me was all about the more,
Yeah.
learning to hold more. I held 2 events called The Power of Us. One of them was in my hometown in Tunbridge Wells, and then the other one was close
Bristol,
to you in Bristol.
my home.
Yeah.
Well, my second home. This is my third home. This is home now, but Bristol's my second home.
And I love being in Bristol. And I came out in my Cosmic Songbird kind of attire. And that felt like really cool as well, like actually stepping out even more into the
Yeah.
artist that I'm born here to be. And yeah, holding space with another 9 people on stage that are audacious leaders, speaking, using their voices. There were artists there as well and singers, but people that are using their voice for change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so together we were learning to hold more. And so yeah, that was incredible journey as a, obviously organizing it and holding that. And then, you know, the light language actually also was interesting because it happened around Wellbeing Radio time. And there was a lady in Australia, and I don't know how she came to me, but I think, yeah, maybe I was activated in that conversation,
Oh,
because then I was
wow.
traveling home on the boat and I just sat down on the floor. I was feeling a little bit sick actually, sometimes I can get seasickness. But also when I'm at sea, I'm really feeling the connection with the dolphins and the whales.
Yeah.
So the whales are coming from 15th dimension. They are pure love. And then I was like, okay, this is all about the sonic radar sounds.
Yeah.
Big sounds that permeate out.
When you had that boat trip, was that when the more Atlantean energy started coming in? Because you've been doing a lot of that recently. You were saying there was a song that you're going to be coming that's going to be connecting through you to do with Atlantean times as well. Is that where you felt that? Was that on the boat and being at sea?
Now telling you this, I'm realizing that yes, but I didn't realize that until then a couple of other times when I got out onto the sea last year in I was in Thailand. It's just every time I'm getting onto the water in a boat, then I'm really connecting. There's going to be more and more of people coming out with the light language, the light leaders. I'm actually part of a light language summit this year.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah. And the conversation already started with me and Natalie Wallace speaking on stage together on the 13th of November. And yeah, so I think it was, but still, obviously, I'm still human.
Yes.
I'm human, and there's still that feeling of I'm going first with a lot of the work because I'm being called to bring it here to help obviously raise the frequency of our planet and others that are on the planet that are ready and welcoming of this. And then I went into the studio again. And I created another song, and that's where the Atlantean connection came. A friend of mine talked to me about Atlantis a while ago, about 10, 15 years ago, actually at the time that Howard passed. And I was like, that sounds cool. I'm like, this sounds cool. I'm welcoming of everything. And then I read and I assess because, yeah, I'm not here to follow. I'm here to action and I'm here to remember what's right for me. And then as I was in the studio, I listened back to this track, and this track is for mothers or the mother energy, the mother wound. It's for loss because I had a miscarriage, and I really felt like I needed to go in and sing with the baby that I lost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this track is called Nor. No, it's not called Nor, sorry. I'll remember the name of the track. And but Nor is my light baby. And then as I was listening to it, it's like this word Shira came through. So I looked up what Shira meant, and Shira meant soul song. So when we're being activated into our soul purpose, we think, or even our intuition, if we go back to the beginning of a journey for somebody waking up, they're going in and you're thinking, is that really real?
Yeah.
No? Nah, won't trust that. No. And then there's too many
Yeah. Far too many.
Yeah, there's far too many meetings of minds, gifts that are dropped.
Yeah.
And so when I saw Shira, soul song, the meaning of that word, I was like, okay, yeah. And then I recognized through some other means, but I recognized myself as Shira in Atlantis by the waters. And I can just see it now. It's just so beautiful. That land is very similar to colors to what's behind you. And so I suppose that brings us up a little bit more now to today, and the element of trust that I'm having to have in myself to keep trusting.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you come out of, because when you said about where you were at the Power of Us and when you came out, and when you said came out, it reminded me of feeling like coming out when you come out of the spiritual closet. So I'd love to know how or when did you come out of the spiritual closet? When did you come out?
um, yeah. The yoga teacher training had a part to play in that.
Yeah.
There was a beautiful lady called Erin, and I remember her saying to me one morning, I'd been there for one day, and she said, "Oh, hi Natalie, are you an intuitive?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I am." So yeah, I think it is there, and it's just gradually finding the confidence
Yeah.
to, without the shame,
Yeah.
to be solid in my trust in what I would call source,
Yeah.
divine guidance, but coming from my own memory, coming from
Yes.
all that I have kept within my cellular memory.
And when you're channeling, the other thing that I'd love to say, because a lot of people ask me this, and they probably ask you the same as well, is what is it you're channeling when they say, and how can you protect yourself to know what it is you're channeling? Because obviously you've got a lot of people out there, like you've got Abraham Hicks, or well, Esther Hicks channeling Abraham. You've got there's a lot of channelers that are channeling whether it's source energy or aliens or other beings. And then you've got, so for example, for myself, I channel purely from my higher self, from the Akashic records, from literally just all my, I don't even want to call it past lives anymore. I do past life regression. I don't even like calling that anymore because it's past, present, future, and parallel. It's not linear. So it's like out of space, out of time. But
Yeah.
we like to call it past lives. But yeah, recalling any of the lives that I have, past, present, future, parallel in that. So in that way, for me personally, I'm not channeling anything outside of my soul.
Yeah.
Basically, it's only that's my soul, and it's more of a remembrance. And I think that's the same for you as well, isn't it? Is that the same for you?
It's exactly the same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, yeah, I've converted that word, the vessel, and vocal voyage, and everything for me is about getting vocal or
Yeah.
communication. So, yeah, so for me, the same. So it's coming from within me,
Yeah.
all that, that I know, and it comes from pure love. Of course, like anything, it's an evolution as well for me in my learning. And like I said, I'm definitely holding higher frequency codes myself now. So that means, yeah, that the work becomes more, definitely the word potent,
Yeah.
powerful, but clean.
Yeah.
And I decided also to take a clean journey myself. I don't eat any sugar.
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
The work asked this of me
Exactly.
a couple of years ago. And I've been through a program that helps me with emotional sobriety as well, cleaned all slates from anything that was hanging on from my childhood. So it's becoming almost transparent, translucent in how I show up
Yeah.
in my world as a human.
Yeah.
And yeah, that means pure. So what something that came through was this whole kind of writing on the pure cure. And yeah, it's about the pureness holds this real energy or vibration of vibrancy. So if I'm pure, then I'm going to be able to be more vibrant. I'm going to be able to be more alive.
Yes.
And
Alive and aligned.
yes, alive and aligned. And so I know that the longer I'm here to live and be in service here on this earth, that is going to get more alive and more aligned in my body and more pure and also boundaried.
My health has been so much better. And the more I do this work and the more doing the sound, it's just so healing for the body.
Oh, yeah, I'm just thinking cleansing, like
Yeah.
using those words clearing, but you're cleansing. Yeah, you're cleansing your soul is just, yeah, just absolutely beautiful because we are multi-dimensional. We have the ability, like you said, linear and non-linear, and to evolve in a way that when we take away the pressure from ourselves, to evolve in a way that divine timing,
Yeah.
order and harmony kind of serves for us rather than us pushing. And I just push so much of my life.
Especially as singers. I think all singers do. And especially because there's usually a time limit on us as well, isn't there? There's the age limit, this whole thing of when you're a singer. It's like as soon as you get to, actually, when I went to college, they said 21. And I was actually 23, 24, I think, when I went back to college to do music. And even then they were telling me I was too old. So it's hilarious that I'm now like, because like you, I stopped for a while, I had a lot of procrastination and stopped for a year or two. I was really just in fear, just like a total lockup. And then in 2020 was like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to start to release a bit. And then I stopped again. And then last year I wrote 10 songs in 6 weeks and went out and did gigs. I mean, how
this. I remember
mental
you
was that?
telling me. Wow.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
I was how old then? I'm 40, I'm 48 in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, so 40, 47. So
Exactly. That's suppression, isn't it? That would be us allowing another person's model
yeah,
to modeling on somebody else's model. No, no more. And as you were saying, I was just thinking about inflamed and how being told that you're too old or too much, this inflames us.
yeah,
It actually numbs down for certain people, especially people pleasers, people that are identifying with fawning as well,
yeah. I was
begging.
all of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For someone else's approval, where we have to approve ourselves and not seek, but just find it inside. And so, yeah, they're thinking about that in flame. And when we're inflamed, how are we going to be able to sing really,
Yeah.
really well? Because everything is heightened. My nervous system was very heightened. People don't realize they're living in that perpetual fear and fight and flight
Yeah.
kind of mode. So yeah, my mode switched more to cool cat,
Yeah. Nice.
solid,
Yeah.
can think about things, can take time to make a decision, don't have to jump in, say yes straight away. This was a yes straight away, by the way.
Oh, bless
But I was also, yeah, also cool with, like you said, you're really immersing yourself into being in the moment. And that, I love that. I love
I think
that.
it gets to a point, doesn't it? If you really love what you do, I think it just gets to a point where, because I had loads of trouble when I was young. So I got kicked out of theatre when I was 12 and I never got over it. For years, that was it. Massive shut. And then lots of things happened when I was 13 and I had a breakdown. And so I just completely locked up and I didn't even get into singing. In fact, I met people. I was at Glastonbury when I did my first gig or second gig at Glastonbury. Yeah, it was my first one. And I was singing and some guy had come up and was like trying to get my attention. My friend who's backing singing, she went on. I looked down and it was some weird guy, so I ignored it. And then she went to do it again. I thought, oh, not this guy again. And then I looked down and it was a different guy. And this guy was a good friend of mine when I was 18. And he was like, it's you. And by then I was 23, 24. And he was like, you, I didn't even know you sang
Wow.
because I didn't for years. And really, yeah, I didn't start singing until a lot later. So, you know, what you were saying about people's voices being shut down. It's so true. But I think when it's in you, it's in you. It just got to a point when I got in my 20s where I was like, I can't not do this. Even if I'm shit, I'm just going to get better. I'm just going to go to college and
I love
get better. This is just what I need to do. I'm terrible. I know I'm terrible. I've been told I'm terrible. I've been told I sound like a strangled cat. I've been told all sorts. I've been laughed at. And I was like, but I can't. I just have to do this. And I'm just going to have to get better. And then when I actually went to college, people were like, oh, you actually can sing. But I've been listening to naysayers and I was sometimes it was just as a joke, but I took all of that on and it just stopped me for decades.
But it isn't a joke, is it? That's the thing that's coming up for me. I'm not a joke. It isn't a joke.
Yeah.
Serious. I'm real. I use this word real a lot now. I'm living in the real world.
Yeah.
I'm not in a fantasy anymore. I'm not buying into other people's fantasies, other people's products.
Yeah.
So I'm in this real relationship as well with myself. And so, yeah, and I love what you're just saying about that concept of being locked, because, yeah, a lot of people are locked in and a lot of people do want to voice their truth. They do want to express themselves, yet it gets stuck and the feelings get stuffed down and it gets stuck. And then of course we know that could become disease, or the body starts to show us symptoms.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, I started The Power of Us, because I'd been talking a lot. I talked out my shame with a great friend of mine now called Eve Aspel. And it was just incredible, some of the things that came up and out of this embodiment work. One of them was, I saw myself a few hundred years ago, like the jester I can never remember the name of this thing, like with people throwing stuff at me and being laughed at. And I was like, I'm not a joke anymore. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
remnants of what our cells remember, like that's the other part of the DNA work. Your cells are remembering, so you need to clean them, cleanse them, breathe into your cells. Yeah, like people say ourselves, but I say our cells now. Like we can get as deep as that with our work.
And so, what would you say for someone who was thinking of, say, working with yourself and they're feeling a bit vulnerable? What could help them to step into that place of vulnerability without just being brave? Because usually, I know I used to say that a lot. Oh, just be brave, just get on stage and do it, just get in there. And sometimes that worked for me at the time when I was really pushing myself when I was younger. But what would you advise someone to do who wants to go into it in this softer way, to be able to explore with their own voice, not to just get somewhere and get on a stage, but to actually explore their own voice?
What a beautiful question. Yeah, so exploring your own voice means you're stepping into a journey of expression and expressing yourself and learning what that is. I feel like a lot of the first step is to actually reach out
Yeah.
and to find somebody that you're resonating with, whether it be through podcast, through Instagram, and make connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, connecting. And I'm a big advocate for asking questions, but I think also maybe they could just hum to themselves and
Yeah.
know that they're nurturing themselves, their inner child. Yeah, humming. Just hum and feel the vibration. Feel what that feels like. And that activates the vagus nerve, doesn't it? There's so many scientific benefits of simply humming.
Yeah. Do you want to
And
do a little hum together and just see what
yeah,
comes out? Because we
yeah,
talked a little bit before about, oh,
let's
maybe we
do.
could, maybe in the podcast, we might have a little play. So maybe we should just start with a hum, and maybe we can invite our listeners to hum along, and then we can go off on one. And you can keep humming along with us. You can go off on one, I'll go off on one. We'll all just go off on one together in community at different times, places, spaces. It doesn't matter, because that's the thing. It's never about perfectionism or sounding great. I don't, you can't even get this wrong.
You can't get this wrong at all. But obviously the ego will want to go, it doesn't sound right, or what if I look stupid, and all that's common, it's normal. And so you brought that up a little while ago, and I thought it was really important to reiterate that
Mm.
this is about in the moment creation, expression, and no force.
Yeah.
Yeah, no force. Okay, let's try.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start. I'm just gonna hum. Yeah,
Ooh, Shalom. Ah, sister. We've never done that before. I love this.
Oh, I'm shivering all over. And yet that moment, listeners, where you could hear silence. Silence is golden, that song. I love that song.
Yeah.
That's frequency. And the sound creates the frequency. And it's the frequency that is the healing. It's that hurts that heal our hurts. And
Oh, I love that.
Oh my God. Of course, we could have carried on and on and on and on.
And the funny thing is, as well, is for anyone who doesn't use Zoom or doesn't know this, particularly as if you're not a musician, you might be slightly more unaware of this, that even if we have really fast internet connections, there's always the time lapse. Not
Yes.
just from you being in Spain, me being here, but just the Zoom time lapse. It's literally virtually impossible, excuse the pun, to be in time with each other. So it'd be interesting even to hear, but not that it matters, but how it feels together. Because obviously, what I hear is maybe a couple, 2 or 3 seconds later than when you're singing it and vice versa. It's just fascinating. I love it. I love it. It's just so nice the way our voice just blend together. And it's so nice to hold space for one another within that too. And this is what's really nice and what I love about this kind of community singing, giving each other that through respect to that space to go, you go, now I'll go, now you go, now I'll go. And just that, yeah, that to and throwing, that beautiful kind of pendulum swing of it's
Mm.
just beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Tuning in and listening. It's a skill of listening, active listening, which so many people, yeah, have yet to learn.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, it offers us that chance. Yeah. So I'm going
Thank
to ask you
you.
this live on air, not to
Of
put you
course.
on the spot, but
Not at all.
yeah, it holds me accountable as well. So I've seen Cosmic Songbird, a private audience with, and it would be amazing, whether it's this year or another year, for you to come and be there and be a support artist, like, and us to co-create in that way as well. That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
amazing, because more and more of this essence, this type
Yeah.
of freestyle is, I think it's going to become, yeah, people are going to come to join in more
Yeah.
these type of events, and obviously you can participate or you can just listen. It's, yeah, yeah, so that would be amazing to
I'd
have.
love that. I would
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Yeah. Oh, Natalie, it's been absolutely wonderful having you here today. Thank you so much for coming to join me. It really has been amazing. And for our listeners, I'd love for you to share how can people find you, come and work with you, find out more about you and what you offer, etc.
Yeah, nataliefarrell.co is my website, and also you can search Cosmic Songbird, and then that will bring up my website, and the website has a lot of ways to work together, connections to listen to the album. I'm on Spotify as Cosmic Songbird, and then I hang out the most on Instagram, and so it's cosmic at cosmic songbird _ Yeah, and thank you so much, Ella. It's to be in conversation like this is, yeah, is just brings joy to my heart. So
Mm.
thank you so much.
Thank you. And for anybody listening and they want to contact Natalie, I will put all the information in the show notes as well. So wherever you're listening to this podcast, all the information will be in the show notes. And also, if you wanted to go to my website, ellavida.com, the show notes will be in there when I put them in there.
Love your website. It's super cool.
Oh,
I love it
thanks.
when I get to a website and I want to stay in there and hang. I have a retreat coming up this year, which is a light and inner light and sound retreat, yoga and sound. So I haven't done
Oh,
a retreat for
amazing.
a long time. So that would be another way in person. Yeah, that's in July in Portugal.
Oh, beautiful.
Quite different to be in person, isn't it? And receive the sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, love that. I might even see what I'm doing in July.
Oh, oh,
How good would
wow.
that be?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I've been meaning to go to Portugal for ages, so watch this space.
Oh, wow, it's beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, all our listeners, for listening. And I'll see you very soon. Till the next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.